like get some spin, so it kind of slides into the ball no matter what. So most likely, if a miss encounters, it's going to be on the thick side of things. Yep.
Yeah, nothing thick about that one, though, Jeremy. What a start for Shane Van Boening. My crowd lets him hear it.
And Shane, we all know, is too quiet, you know, very mild-mannered guys, but all they do is sit and wait for their turn.
Yeah, absolutely. Beauty there. 3 follows the 8 in. Perfect on the 5 and the side. Ladies and gentlemen, the man is here to play. Hunting for a 6th.
Yeah, all kinds of history in sports going on all the time. Djokovic tried to get that Grand Slam just a week ago there in New York, not too far from here. That calendar Grand Slam, which is so difficult, but you know, this U.S. Open's been going on now for a long time, approaching 50 years, right? So to try and get number 6 would be something else.
Well,
so how important was that lag?
It was a close lag, too,
Yeah,
by the
sure
way.
It was. Ruiz, who hadn't got to chalk his cue yet, can just sit and watch the greatest in the game. You know, Shane gets so many attributes, right? So many compliments about different things, but I think maybe another one that just doesn't lose focus very often, you know.
Yeah.
So it's easy to do on one ball or another in a race to 11, but just don't see it from him.
And you saw there a glimpse of the adoring faces. He is the main man in a American pool. The USA talisman. Far and away the best American player for many a year now.
And in that discussion forever, of course it's subjective, some greats over the years, but you have to put this man squarely in the top 3, and when it's all said and done, we shall see 4 straight to open things up. Start for Van Boening here today.
Yeah, and ironic that the title he's, you know, or let's say the eclipse he's trying to get and make that record 6th in the U.S. Open.
Touchy, though. What do you like here?
We always got to screw it back, that's for sure. I'm not so sure he really has a guaranteed position play here. May have to gamble with some power on the draw stroke. And the one thing is, some guys, you know, play that 1 on the side, but you're not guaranteeing any position or any chance of position after the break, where Shane's really trying to key on the 1. Big draw stroke here.
Oh.
Yeah. And the power in that shot wasn't so much to be able to draw the ball. It was to create a different line on the cue ball to come clean. So a lot going on with that shot.
Nothing methodical about him. He really does run racks quickly and incisively.
Yeah, reminiscent of Joshua Filler.
Yeah, and Ruiz, again, just like Al-Kaidi, they kind of just stick to their own game. Knowing they're an underdog in a match or a favorite in a match doesn't really change much. Just, you know, steady, plus can come with the shot. Interested to see how he's going to break the balls here with his first opportunity after he makes this 9-ball.
Gave it the respect it deserved, and down it went. 5-1.
I mean, the rollout, right? Not the most exciting part of the game, but when Shane does it, it's like I'm on my toes watching.
Right.
Okay, he's taking on this jump. It's a little off angle.
As you said, he's stretching
across
the table. Let's see. He's going to try to pull it back, too.
Maybe just squeezes it between the 4-5. Yeah. And that's just a product of how difficult it was to roll out against Shane.
Right.
Van Boening desperate to reassert himself, get back into the flow of the initial phase of the match.
He's taking them on, too. What a shot. Center pocket there.
We have a match on our hands, boys. Verge of making it 5-4. Sometimes that one shot, he was in the chair for a while, capitalized, showing a lot of heart right now on the comeback trail.
Yeah, that was a difficult shot after that hung one ball by Shane in the 6th rack. Like you said, he's just taken off running since pocketing that too. Ruiz didn't win one of the tournaments in Vegas, but played very well. So many great players. It's hard to win, but that's why Shane's accomplishments are so amazing. Oof. Kind of one-stroke that one. That may wake him up on further shots in the future.
Indeed.
At 5-0, it was a Shane Van Boening exhibition.
He might even have to come around the world. He can probably just hold it.
I think he may use the 9. I'm not sure, but it's a scratch off the 9. Good chance of that. I know that. So, okay.
Oh, my. 5-5, gentlemen.
Extraordinary stuff. We were talking about the scratch off the 9. No contact was made with the 9, but it just went in anyway. Wow. Francisco Sanchez-Ruiz, I'm sure, can't quite believe this turn of events.
And highly astute, Jeremy, as you were saying, perhaps accept a little bit of the longer shot on the 3. You called it where you can get steep, and as you've espoused before, sometimes one little positional error leads to another and another, and they kind of compound.
Yeah, he ended up short on getting around off that 3 to the purple and having to travel some probably 10 feet around 3 rails to get on the 5, excuse me.
The one ball missed in the 6th rack was the pivotal moment. We've gone from Stars and Stripes Forever to Viva España.
Indeed we have, Phil. 6-5. Sanchez-Ruiz takes the lead.
Extraordinary. I'm sure Shane Van Boening is sitting there. He's played hundreds, thousands of matches. But this is an unusual turn, the way that he was absolutely dominating things. And then all of a sudden, he's lost 6 racks in succession.
And it is somewhat makeable, of course, very difficult, but it's not out of the realm.
No, you got a lot of things, and you can reach it as a righty. So he wants to put some power into this. Of course, you don't want to lose accuracy, but you do want a little bit of... Thought he'd hit that with a lot more pace, didn't you?
Yeah, I thought he would too, and he applied a little bit of left-hand English, probably unintended. Whatever the case may be, what a nice opportunity for Van Boening to stop the bleeding, and we saw what he did with his first chance to get going, 5 straight.
Lovely entertainment here on the main match table. High quality, and also it could not be tighter. The perfect ingredients for a classic.
Yeah, well, you notice how he pulled the cue ball out a little further than most. I think that makes the one a little easier to get past the side. And Shane, who started off this match with 5 in a row, he'd sure love to end it with 5 in a row.
That he would, Jeremy. Are we looking at a possible 1-3 carom?
Yeah, that'd be a heck of a nervy shot to play in this setting right here.
Sure would.
Any little mistake can cost you the match, it looks like to me.
One nice thing about the carom, it does provide natural position on the one in the top left if he were to take it on.
Yeah, I think this, if the 3 was just a shade closer to the pocket, right? I think he definitely plays it. He's going to try, and I'm not sure what he's going to do here. Is he going to try and move the 1 a lot here, or is he putting it behind the 3 and letting the cue ball run a couple rails in between the 6-3 and back down? Or, yeah, like that. That's the shot, the only shot I could see, and it's not going to work out.
Well,
and that was gambling. I know we're in AC, but that was gambling right there. On TV table, this is one of the most treacherous shots.
Very difficult. A small pocket.
Yeah, and really a small place for the cue ball. So if he mishits this, could end up actually following this ball in. If he's going forward, I mean. Yeah. Oh my! And that's what was going to happen. He was scratching right there if that ball didn't
by the
go.
way, Jeremy, it was hard to see that that was even possible, but you nailed it. And well,
yeah, the slick table, almost the cue ball kind of hydraulics a little bit, turns over, you might say.
Look at this, elevated. Oh, what a shot!
Well, you know, a good percentage of our game at times is taking advantage of a roll, right?
Yeah, you're right about that. Some players almost feel a bit guilty after a roll and don't bear down the way they should, but
especially in a dramatic spot like this.
Really what you were talking about, Jeremy.
Yeah, if you overhit it, it'll kind of change direction.
Start the clock, please.
Shane knows the power there, and maybe a little bit too much power got the best of him.
Phil, you look perplexed.
Well, what a three-shot sequence we've just seen there. We thought that Shane Van Boening was going to be extremely fortunate when he had that outrageous fluke on the green 6 ball, but then the scratch undid him. Look at this. What a double kiss. Then a tremendous pot, followed by, oh dear.
6 ball cooperates. The cue ball does not. So what a welcome sight for Skyler Woodward to get on the board and get going.
Nick, I'm going to ask you a little trivia question. When Joshua was a young boy, starting out in pool, do you know who his favourite player was?
Wow. Let me think about that. You know, I'm just going to go out on a limb and say Oliver Ortman.
It was me.
It was you. What was I thinking, Carl?
Just making sure he leaves the correct angle on this green 6. Just trying to leave a natural path to get on the 7. He's decided to come all the way down the bottom of the table. And that's pretty well judged.
Nicely done. Okay.
The rivalry continues here on centre court. It's Joshua Filler with early blood. He leads Skyler Woodward 2 racks to 1. Was close. It was a decent effort.
Illegal contact.
No, it was. He jumped it nicely, just overcut it. So slightly hit the rail. Of course, did not hit the 1 and Filler.
We've seen it in the last match though. Shane Van Boening, one of the world's greatest, was 5-0 up and let that match slip. Joshua's about to get to 5 racks himself. This is a very useful shot indeed. Absolutely perfect on the 9 ball. That's nice indeed. It's 5 racks to 1, and I believe.
Let's see. Well, he's run into the 8, gotten away with it, or perhaps had it on his mind. Bit straight, but should be okay, Carl.
It's not been a good night for USA fans. Can Skyler Woodward make a comeback against the defending champion? I think he can kill it. I'm not saying you'd want to play that shot because you want to put a bit more of a positive stroke on it. Needs to avoid the 8 and the 9. And that's a nice shot. There you see again, just kept rolling, didn't it? I thought it was going to pull up a little bit closer.
Another real tester of sorts. Might run into the 9 after making the 7. Maybe he's going low, stunning across. Into the 9. Nice little run out here to cut it to 6-3. Matter of seconds.
(6-3). Every comeback has to start somewhere. He can just play a stop shot on the 7 and just leave a nice angle on this 8 to come back down for the 9. This is what we were saying, wasn't it, Nick, where the difference between 6-4 and 7-3 is huge, because now Skyler thought he was kind of making a little bit of a comeback at 6-3, and now it's going to be 8-3, so...
Indeed, it feels it's slipping away, although of course it's never over on this feature table winner's break, but just like that, 8-3 filler. Looking awfully good out there right now, Carl.
Yeah, it was a sensible decision in the end, because this TV table is going to slide that little bit more than the outer ring, just purely based on the heat that the light shines down on the table, because it didn't go in clean, but it dropped. This is a tricky shot coming up.
Looks like he's going to settle for, oh my.
Yeah, he's playing 4 rails. Oh, we just know this looks beautiful.
Oh, Joshua. Just do it, son. I mean. He's trying to go back to back, Carl. Add to that collection of titles you were talking about before the match started.
Yeah, he's fighting hard, isn't he? He really is. He's giving it his all to defend his title. This 9 ball puts him on the hill.
Always a bit dicey. Sizing it up. Did have to go into the 9. The 9 hangs up, and he gets over just enough to have a fairly reasonable look at the purple up in the top right. Make or break shot, of course. If we make it, we survive in the US Open. If we miss it, it's a wrap. Carl.
You called it to perfection. That is the end of Skyler Woodward's 2021 US Open Championships. He will be back. He's a young man. He's got a lot of game.
Game and match, Joshua Filler.
Joshua Filler defeats Skyler Woodward 11 racks to 4.
Not that he would anyway, but after his experience against Francisco Sanchez-Ruiz, SVB will be taking nothing for granted. Happy to be 2-0 ahead, of course he is. But he is. luxury for the guys already in the last 16 tomorrow. They can sit back and watch the rest of them sweat.
Well, I'll tell you what, that was nearly shot of the tournament. The one ball only just rattled.
He makes the balls do what he wants them to do. He's got such great control.
Again, Phil, inch perfect on 9. That sets up an easy 9.
Boening wins the rack.
It's a duplication of dynamism. For the second time this evening, Shane Van Boening off to a flyer, but of course this time he wants to consolidate. Shane Van Boening probably sitting there thinking to himself, not again, please, not again.
Albin Ouschan wins the rack.
But everyone knows the ferociously competitive Albin Ouschan is more than capable of overturning this deficit, which is now reduced to 5-2.
Where the 7's positioned, he can focus on potting the ball. Yeah, and he did. Well recovered.
Vindicating what Jeremy Jones has been saying. He's told us a couple of times in commentary he believes that Shane Van Boening is the best tough shot player he's ever seen.
Wasn't a clinical rack from Shane, but it's a rack that he did need.
Shane Van Boening wins the rack.
Needed it badly. The revival of Albin Ouschan for now is only brief. A couple of racks, in fact.
Yeah, it was a nice safety shot from Shane. That prized open this opportunity, and he's going to take this rack.
Wins the rack.
He's played some brilliant pool in this session. He's 38 years of age now, Shane Van Boening. In the prime of his pool career and on the hill. This has been really accomplished from the American. Done this thing before. Oh, and Van Boening right now has the Midas touch. In goes the 2. What's more, position on the 4.
Yep, it's been one of them sets. Albin's just smiling, shaking his head. However, look at the positives. You're the current world pool champion. You're in the Predator Championship League pool. You're in the Moscone Cup. It's been a good season.
Yeah, hard to rationalise now, though. It's not going to be Ouschan's 11 tonight. Albin's back across the ocean. But he's conqueror this evening. Shane Van Boening will keep those stars and stripes flying high.
Shane Van Boening went to right.
It's a sweet last 16 that will feature Shane Van Boening. Albin Ouschan, the reigning world 9-ball champion, been put to the sword there. Everything went Shane Van Boening's way, and boy, did he take advantage of that.